Welcome back, my fellow poets, to another Spooky Saturday video. To those of you who stumble across my content for the first time, I am your narrator, Paranormal Poet, and I narrate true, paranormal, scary stories who focuses more on atmosphere rather than visual aid to terrify you. So sit back, relax, and step into the world of the unknown.
We've all heard of mimics and skinwalkers. In this day and age, that stuff is all over TikTok and any social media, really. But how many of those encounters go unreported? Individuals with experiences so jarring that simply speaking of it can make them outcasts within their own friend groups? Fear not. This is one of those true experiences that will leave you with chills. Don't forget to turn on a light. You're gonna need it. Hello, Paranormal Poet. My name is Cameron, and this experience happened in November of 2024. I had always believed that our home was peaceful, that the only noises in the night were the usual creaks and groans of an old house settling. But that night changed everything. I was alone in my room, scrolling through my phone, lost in the endless feed of social media. It was around 10 p.m. when out of the blue, I heard something. Footsteps, just outside my bedroom door. Deliberate. This didn't make sense, as my parents were all at work. But hey, maybe one of them made it home early. Then a voice that I almost recognized. It was my auntie, but something about the way she spoke was horribly, horribly wrong. Cameron. The way she said my name sent a chill down my spine. It was her voice, but stretched, warped, like a recording slowed down way too much. My stomach nodded as I checked my phone. My aunt's location showed she was still at work. She wasn't even home. Then, the door handle rattled. Not a gentle turn, not a slight jiggle. No, this was violent. The entire door shook like someone was trying to rip it off its hinges. At this point, my heart pounded in my chest. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. The rattling grew more aggressive, the hinges groaning the harder it shook. Whatever was on the other side wanted in, and it was determined to. Panic surged through me. My fingers trembled as I tried to remember something, anything that could help. Instinct kicked in, something my grandma had always told me. When in doubt, pray. My voice shook as I began to recite the only Bible verses I could remember. Then, as suddenly as it began, the shaking stopped. Just like that, as if whatever was outside had suddenly lost all interest in me. The silence that followed was worse than the noise. It was thick, ominous. I sat frozen, barely daring to breathe. I didn't dare open that door. For the rest of the night, I stayed in my room, too afraid to move. Even tiny creaks in the house made my skin crawl. I waited for what felt like ages, until finally, I heard the familiar sound of my grandma's key in the front door. Only then did I finally unlock my bedroom door. Upon opening it, I scanned the long hallway. It was empty. No sign of forced entry, no sign that anyone or anything had even been there. But I knew better. I felt it. Something had stood outside my door mere hours ago, and it wasn't my aunt. Whatever that thing was, I know it wasn't there with good intention, especially if it was that aggressive in attempting to get into my room. I don't know what it wanted with me, but I know one thing for sure. That experience was undeniably real, and you are the only one I trust to get my story out there. If you enjoyed this true story and wish to see more like it in the future, don't forget to hit subscribe if you are new, click that like button for me, and comment what moment did it for you. If you love true, paranormal, scary stories in audio-only format, you are in the right place, so tune in every Saturday at 9 p.m. PST for new stories every week.
Through the static and the silence, a whisper calls your name, a voice that chills your spirit, yet soothes you all the same. In the dark, the tales unfold, where shadows love